Hello people, you read the title, you know what's going on. So I've made another game, and this will be the second game featured in Little Game Studios. I'm talking really quiet right now, I'm not sure why. So this game is Banania, where you play as a monkey who is defending against rounds of many enemies. So I'll guide you through the development of the game and what I've made so far, and whatever other thoughts come to my mind. I'm doing this pretty much unscripted. The closest thing I have to script are some notes I made about the game. So yeah. And without further ado, let's get into it. So I started out by creating the art. What you're seeing here is the monkey player you play is that the holding the banana gun weapon. After making these, decided to make the functionality and animations for the weapons, which I will show in just a second. The projectiles look pretty good. The animations were quite good. It was a bit buggy code-wise, the animations were, but it's otherwise fine. And I really like how it turned out. So after this, I decided to go on to make the art for the map that you play on. As you can see, I made a lot of design changes and kept editing details until it got this nice beach feel, but still had some forest from below, as you're gonna see me be about to make the forest. I kept experimenting with different colors and more details and less detail, and variations when copy pasting stuff to get just the right feel for the map. And I think it turned out pretty well. It's like minimal, but not too minimal. You get what I mean? But may I be honest for a second? I was originally going to make this entire game using a generative AI. Yeah, I know, boo at me. Go ahead, do it. I boo at myself. I was originally going to just make this for fun. Make in quotation marks for fun, and using generative AI because I was bored and wanted something to play other than pre-existing things. But the experience got boring. The experience very quickly got boring and was generally bad. So, and then I realized, what am I doing? I'm a game developer. I can code. I can make art. So I've decided to do it myself, instead of relying on some stupid AI thing that doesn't think or have creativity. And I made something much better. So that's what you're watching right now. That better product. It took me an unrecorded long while and boring while to get the weapons and upgrade menu working, but I was really proud of the final result when I finally made it, as you can probably see here. Also ignore those red things. Those are not anything at all. Trust me. Trust me, bro. This game is a round-based game. Every 4 seconds, as long as the game is not paused via menu or a turbo or built-in pause button, and then a wave will spawn every 4 seconds. Not a wave, a round they're called. Each round will contain some amount of enemies coming from mostly randomized positions. So as you can see, these are crab enemies. The crabs are going to be walking towards you, and they'll snap at you with their pincers. And the nautilus shells, which have just appeared, as you can see, will fire these water bolts at you. These water bolts will deal damage if they hit you, and turn into splashes upon hitting something like a banana slice. The banana gun, which is the weapon that we're using right now, it has low damage and it's able to block these water bolts, but the water bolts also block the banana slices. The banana gun is obviously the starter weapon. And speaking of starter weapons, you might have seen that other weapon that we just had, the Bananammer. Forget the name. Forget it. Wait, don't forget the name though. As you can see, when you use it, you slam them down to the ground with it, which deals damage to enemies that are close to you. So it's like the only melee weapon in the game as of now, and becomes very powerful with upgrades. And these enemies right here are apple trees. What they'll do is they'll burrow into the ground, then pop back out of the ground somewhere near you. Then will begin flinging cones of apples at you. You can't see these cones of apples because the apple trees that just spawned didn't have a chance to even shoot them yet, but they'll see. Oh, there's one of the cones right there. Now it looks like I've taken damage. I'm at 29 health instead of 30 as of now. Wow. And now we run into the enemy in this game that's guaranteed to give you quite a bit of trouble, the parrots. These parrots will fly towards you. Once getting close, will begin winding up a dash, and after they're done winding up, they'll dash at you at quite a high speed, and they will not stop of moving forward until they hit the edge of the screen. Well, a edge of the screen. Alright, time for the hardest round in this game, round 9. While all the previous rounds existed to introduce new enemies, this round exists purely to test how good you can do. It starts, and it's also the largest round in the game, the longest one. It starts out with 3 knowledge shells, then we have 1 apple tree, 2 parrots, and 2 crabs. As you can see, I'm using the Bananammer to defeat these enemies here. Swap back to the banana gun for that last parrot. Then another 3 knowledge shells. And I'm pretty sure it just loops like that for a few times. It's quite a difficult round, even if it doesn't mix together the apple trees and the knowledge shells. The mere existence of the parrots is what makes it difficult, but it's very long, and that's because it exists solely as a build-up to something you're about to witness. King Spider Crab. This is the first boss in the game, having 2 phases. Phase 1 has these 2 attacks, one where it reaches to the left side of the screen and then its claw wraps around to the right to try and attack you, forcing you to the right side of the screen. And its second attack, as we'll see in a second here, this one, it will stomp down and cause a bunch of rocks to fly into the air that you have to dodge. And oh, we beat it. I'm trying to open my menu, but I can't because the boss is here, so... Wait, what? Alright, phase 2 times. So in phase 2, its limbs detach, its 4 legs detach and then begin orbiting around it. And its attack is where, during its idle animation, which is that leg orbiting one, will fire a bunch of like shadow spike ball, or whatever you want to call them, all of these shadow blotches out of its eyes that will rain back down on you. So you have to dodge between them, and that is really difficult too. And every once in a while he'll instead use this attack where his eyes begin flashing, and then they begin pulsing super rapidly as they fire sonic waves at you. And you can see we've finally defeated him. But the game does not stop there. Oh, no. It continues. On round 11, we see these spider crabs. While the king spider crab was the king of these spider crabs, these spider crabs are not bosses. They're like the boss... Actually, not really. Not at all, actually. They're not the boss at all, but they're regular enemies instead. These spider crabs will behave very closely to crabs, except they are faster, they hit harder, they are harder to kill, and they also have 2 attacks. Attack 1 is where they'll just pinch you, as you saw, but attack 2 is where, as you who have recently seen, they will launch their claws to the left and right, having them detach from their body and then return after a little. So very difficult enemies. And that's pretty much where the game ends. Though we are... I lost my train of thought. So, but as you have seen, we've been getting upgrades for all of our weapons this entire time, so we're about to check out every upgrade for these weapons. I'll just play a clip of me using hacks to get it 9999 in cash and buying every upgrade to see what they all do.